Hi, and thank you for the time to allow us to show you the AsdeqDocs app. AsdeqDocs allows you to find, read, search, annotate and edit your enterprise documents securely on your tablet device, dramatically increasing the productivity of your mobile workforce. In this walkthrough, I will show you that you can work with documents stored in a large variety of your existing enterprise file repositories securely from your tablet. You bring documents together from those backend repositories by creating libraries of documents that sync to your tablet. You can modify and add to those libraries direct from the tablet itself. You can share these files with your colleagues, safe in the knowledge that existing enterprise permissions on files are respected on the device. Users will only see on the device files that they can also see on the network. Reading, annotating, viewing and editing documents is all done securely. A large range of enterprise file formats can be seen, including video. You can personalize the organization of your most commonly used documents using workspaces, pinboards and favorites. You can achieve all of this with this easy-to-use, super-fast application that allows you to work both online and offline seamlessly. So I'll just log in to our iPad version. We also have an Android version available, and I'm just using my network login name and password. Libraries are the area where the files and folders are collected together. These can be built up from one or more of the back-end file repositories. You can see there a handful of standard Office documents, PDFs, Word documents, Excel sheets. I can click on the tabs in the Excel sheets at the top there. Drilling in through the folders as simple as tapping on them, and I can swipe back and forth to go through the areas where I've navigated. As I mentioned, we can also view videos. This one playing there. Put it at the full screen. I can hear the audio. I'm not sure whether it's coming through in the recording. Okay, so we can do document editing through our Secure Link partners. Office Squared is a Secure Link partner application. And the way this works is it actually opens the file from the AsdeqDocs secure container rather than the normal iPad default behavior, which would be to copy the file out of the secure AsdeqDocs container into the other application's container where it would not be encrypted, would not be secure. The way we do it, by leaving the file in the secure container, then the file can't be obtained even if the device is stolen. So let's just change a word there. We hit the save button. That then saves that file, asks us if we want to replace the document, put it in a different library, or put it in a workspace. I'll replace this one. Tells me a new version is available, and there we are, the best ever cache flow. That's editing documents. We also can do annotations on documents, and I'll find a nice big document here. And if I blow that up to full screen, on the left hand side we've got the table of contents that can be turned on and off there. If I go to pages, just to show you how big this document is, so we've got 72 pages, we've got images, tables. Now I can click quickly through that document. It's quite fast. It's all loaded on the device. It's not downloading as we try and read, so that makes it very, very fast. And what I'll do, annotation toolbar here. So I just want to make a few notes here. Highlight some text. I've got additional tools there, the pen tool, so I can write with that. Excuse my handwriting. We've got other tools under here, so I can add arrows down the bottom here. You can change the size and colours of those tools. So a handful of useful annotation tools there. What I'll do now, I'll add a bookmark to this page. I'll go to page 1, I'll add a bookmark there. I'll go to one of the later pages, add a bookmark there. And on another page, completely separately, I'll just add some annotations. If I go to the markers table of contents, it shows me the contents by the annotations that I've added. So I can very quickly get to the pages where I've put the bookmarks, where I put the arrows, annotations, and where I just put the bookmark on that page. Makes it very useful to get back to the pages where you've been working on a document, and this document could then be emailed. And I'll just email it to myself. And I'll go and check that email in a moment. I'll show you some of the other options. If I hold my finger on there, I get a reduced list of options. To see the full list, I need to open the file, and that's because the full list includes email, open in. So I need to be aware of what the document is before I go emailing or open it in another application. I've also got the file properties there, just a little bit extra information about the file, and that will include some more metadata in the next release. So in that file, as I was saying, the other options we've got, we can pin it, add it to our favourites, we can add it to a workspace. Got a few workspaces there, just drill in. And with workspaces you can add a hierarchy, so I've got a few folders there. I've put that in 3 folders deep. We'll go and check on those in a moment. Now we've got searching on here as well, so I can search within a document for a keyword. If I hit search, that will then go off and find each instance of that word and allow me to tap the arrow there to skip through the document, and it's highlighted it for me so I can find that quite easily. We also have context search, so if I search at this level, it searches the container and the subfolders. So if I search that for another word, there we are. And if I open one of the files, it will take me to the instance of that word. We also have global search up in the top right hand corner, which searches all the documents across the device. If we search for California, we get the documents. Now these could be in any library. If we look at the properties, these are in different locations. You can see in the properties there. Each one was in a very different location. Now if we open that file, it will take us straight to the instance of that word. That's it for searching. We'll just check that email I sent myself previously. There it is there. If we open that up, we get the PDF, the annotations, page 8, I believe it was. There we go. Now, if a file isn't on our device, we can check under the Browse Server option. We can have a look at the available libraries. These are the ones that I've got on the server that are not on my device, and down the bottom that are on my device. The icons there, blue with the arrow up representing it's a library I've created and I'm sharing with others. Green and the arrow down, a library that someone else has created and is sharing with me. No icon, no colour icon, then it's just a library for myself. And the right down the bottom there, the orange icon with the padlock, meaning it's a library that is forced onto my device. Now that's very handy for pushing OH&S, HR policy, acceptable use of IT equipment policies, those sort of things to the users. Now from there I can edit those libraries. I'll edit the Fulani Travels library. I can choose to share that with people. I'll choose Catherine. I can pick a group. Where's our sales group? There we go, sales and marketing group. I will leave it on my iPad. I can choose to give those who it's shared with control of its contents and who else it can be shared with. I won't use the forced download because otherwise it would appear on all those people's iPads automatically without their having any choice in it. But this will now appear in the available libraries for them, and they can switch those on or off. That's been saved. Now when I say switch the libraries on or off, I'll just go to the edit button at the top there. This allows me to manage those libraries. So I can turn libraries on and off. I'll pick a very large one and turn it on. You'll see in the top right hand corner the size will change of the storage that is going to be required on this device, which allows me to manage the storage on the device. I'll turn on a nice small library so it can sync while we're here, the bedtime reading. I'll click on done, and we'll see on the left hand side that library has appeared, and because its contents are quite small, those files appear quite quickly. Back to browsing server. All files. As you see there, the icons represent where the source content is coming from. We've got several file shares. With the globe is the WebDAV, the Exchange ones down there with the orange icon. There's several more that aren't configured here on this server. Documentum, SharePoint, OpenText. There's more being developed all the time. There's at least 12 or so now. Look at our website for full details on which ones are available. Now, if I want to get a file from one of those servers, I'll pick Jack's Sales Weapons. He's sure to have something good in there. Go and find one of his presentations, and I decide to add his most recent roadshow presentation. Click on, oops, I held my finger too long, click on Add to Library. I can add that to an existing library. I'll add that to the Fulani's Travels. That will now be available in there. And the Sydney Financial presentation right down the bottom, I will add that to a library. I'll create a new library for that. I'll slightly change its name. I'll choose to share that with David Bartlett. I'll also give him control of that one, and we'll save that library. That library's appeared on the left. There's the financial presentation, and under Fulani's Travels, there's that roadshow presentation that wasn't there before. Back under Browse Server, I'll just look back in available libraries again, something I didn't show before. We can edit these libraries and actually change the contents. So it allows me to remove that item. Back into the Browse Server again, we've also got the ability to search the entire server. So even if we don't know which source location or which file repository the files we're after are on, we can track them down. So put in my search term there. This is going across and searching all of those backend repositories. This is very powerful. If I don't know where a file is, even sitting at the network at my workstation would be difficult. I'd have to look through several file shares. I'd have to go look in SharePoint. I'd have to go look in Confluence. I'd have to go look in all the file repositories that we've got. This is a simple way I put in the search term once. So there's emails, it's seeing all manner of types of other documentation, even folders there. If I need to know where that document exists, I go to the properties. Even if I want to go then on my workstation and open the document, now I know where I can find it. It's a very powerful tool. And from here I can add one of those files to the library. I can open the document for viewing. As you can see, that opens quite quickly. If I want, I can add that to a library. Again, I'll choose the Fulani Travels. Now, the other areas of the application, as I said, libraries being the main one. Workspaces. Workspaces are ways to rearrange files from multiple libraries and put them locally on a device in a way that makes sense to you. Now, the file I showed before, I put it in multiple levels deep, that DSD file. There it is there with the bookmarks and our other annotations still intact. Another nice thing you can do, in bookmarks I can create a new folder anytime I like. There's our folder. I can also add notes. Now notes I can also add in libraries if they've got upload enabled, so I can write back to the server. I'll just use the name there, and notebooks are very handy in that I can type up notes during meetings. I've got dot points, I've got bold characters, I've got italic as well. Oops, now if I can change the formatting of that one, there we go. I've also got a selection of the annotation tools here. So I've got the drawing tool, so I can do diagrams in meetings. Take them down off the whiteboard, it comes in very handy. Highlighting tool, I can highlight the text that I've drawn selection of the other drawing tools there. I can use the select tool to pick any of those and delete them out of sequence. Again, same tools to control the size and colour are available to me. Click on the hand tool so I can add another page, and I can continue to write or continue to draw as needed. Now these can be saved and emailed. These can be put into a library. As I said before, these can be emailed. Now this file, I can't show it on the iPad because iPads don't allow the opening of HTML documents in an email, but it's gone as an HTML document that can be opened in any browser on any desktop. And those notebooks are stored securely, so it's more useful and more secure than writing notes on a piece of paper. Back to the main menu, we've got the pinboard. Now I tend to use pinboard for items I intend to read in the near future. If I go through, it shows me items that I've got in there that I've pinned and taken away. It can be opened from there. It's same as everywhere else, just a quick tap and the document opens. Adding and removing from the pinboard, simple as holding the finger down, removing it from there. So just another way to personally organise your documents. I'll jump searches for a moment and explain favourites, which are very similar to the pinboard and workspaces. Again, holding your finger down on a document allows you to add and remove it. I tend to use the favourites for documents that I'm going to access regularly, very frequently. Either I'm going to email them to people or I need them for my own personal reference. Back to save searches, we've got several searches here that I've saved previously. I can run that, and that runs that search term again over the existing documents that are on the device. I can create a search term anytime I like by clicking on that option there, save the search. Now I've got a new save search, and I can also add that to a workspace, and that allows me to also put that inside the structure. Now that search, as I said, will run the search term each time on the latest documents on the device, so you always get current search results. You can open documents directly from the search results. And lastly, recents. By date being the files that I've opened. So yesterday, 3 days ago, more than 5 days ago. Click on any of those to open them quickly. New documents are files that have been added to the backend file repositories and synced to this device and when they were added. Modified documents being those that have been changed and saved to the backend file repositories and when they were updated. And by location, which is a unique feature, we see the files that I've accessed at a particular location. And I can tap on any of those and I can look at the document. So very useful for trying to remember which documents you showed a particular customer or client at a meeting downtown. So welcome to AsdeqDocs, the most powerful, connected and secure enterprise document management system available for iPad and Android devices. Discover, search and edit your documents simply and easily without having to copy or move documents into the cloud. Don't even change your work practices because files are saved and managed in place on the enterprise backend servers. Try the application with our demo content by downloading the trial version for free from the App Store today.